Do you like quizzes? I enjoy watching Only Connect, when teams have to spot the connections between 4 items. It's a very simple idea, but the connections are usually way too bizarre and difficult for me to work out. But it's good fun to try. Connections and relationships are at the very heart and root of our Christian faith. Ruth Valerio of Tear Fund writes, God wants to bring restoration and peace to all of our relationships, with Him, ourselves, other people, and creation. And He wants us to join Him in doing so. It sounds so simple. But what does it mean to practice this for us today, particularly with regard to caring for the planet and all its people? Jesus was asked a similar question about living well. Let's hear his words from Matthew's Gospel.
Matthew chapter 22, the greatest commandment. Hearing that Jesus had silenced the Sadducees, the Pharisees got together. One of them, an expert in the law, tested him with this question. Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law? Jesus replied, Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbour as yourself. All the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments.
So, who are our neighbours? Increasingly, we realise that we're part of a marvellously interconnected web of life. Just take a deep breath and think of how the life-giving oxygen has reached us. And in our globalised world, we're connected to people way beyond our immediate community, both physically and virtually. And what about future generations, our neighbours in time? Or to put it another way, is there anyone on the planet that we're not connected with? Pope Francis commented recently, whenever we fail to care for our brothers and sisters in creation, the way is opened to destruction, and hearts are hardened. Caring for people and caring for creation cannot be separated. 2021 is already seeing many other church and world leaders calling for serious commitment and action to address climate change. I was amazed at what my Googling turned up. There are so many international initiatives. This November, the eyes of the world will be on us in the UK because COP26, the United Nations climate talks, are being held in Glasgow. It's more than 5 years since the Paris Agreement, when 195 countries signed up to address global warming. That was a remarkable achievement and was spearheaded by Christiana Figueres, a Costa Rican diplomat. In the video Turning the Tide on Climate Change, she asks, how are we to protect the most vulnerable? And she goes on to say that although with COVID the world is changed forever, we have capacity to build much better lives for future generations. The video also features Orbissa, a 35-year-old mother living in Ethiopia and whose livelihood depends on selling livestock.